can you get out here and wait for a cab? I need room for all the gear, like. So I turfed out the other guys, gave him 50 quid, and shook his hand and says, look, next time you're here, call me up. Slipped him a business card and a crisp, cool can of San Pellegrino. Told him to wait for another cab. We hit the M50, and he's snailing it behind trucks and coaches. I was saying to him, what the fuck are you doing, man? I'm in a bit of a goose cloud. I need to get to Dublin Airport stat pronto. But he's just not overtaken. It's like me on the fruits roller here. Like, just slowing down. He was slowing down the whole time. So I fucking grabbed him by the neck and choked him. Lightly choked him and said, look, mate, Uber or no Uber, get me to the airplane now. And he put the foot down. He put the fucking foot down and lifted it, man. Cause he was scared. Yeah? Cause he was scared. We got out to Swords anyway. And we made it out there in great time after the throttle. Let's just say after I throttled him, he throttled the fucking accelerator. Throttled the throttle. And we ended up going at lightning speed on the M50. He must have got a ticket. Because his camera's all over the shop. And in fact, he was so fast that we had 50 minutes to spare. So I said, Uber driver, swing a ride into IKEA. I want to look at the futons.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
So he did. We made it in. He dropped me off at the door. He left the engine running. I said, wait, oi, hey! Wait here and don't move. Don't turn the engine off. Don't care if it's a hybrid. I don't care about the environment. You're in my environment. This is my world. And you're living in my environment now. Carbon footprint. I'll be leaving a carbon footprint, alright? On your fucking seats in a minute. When I go and step in that dog shit over there and come back.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
I went in, had a quick look, quick little peruse at the futons. And wasn't anything there, anything new, anything special. I grabbed a trolley anyway, and I went as well to the little cafeteria there and got some Swedish meatballs. A little cup with some milk in it. Just to ease the goose cloud that I was feeling from last night. The night before, should I say. Oh, tailspin, no. You gotta understand, people, that I was going through a messy and protracted divorce, sponsored by Mercedes, with my wife, who had left me for a chimp, an actual monkey, which we had purchased from a sanctuary for my son. So I was supercharged. All I could think about was futons. But there was nothing there, nothing that I hadn't seen before. .ie. Ended up going straight into the office wear section and saw a beautiful standing desk with a crank attached to it so that you had the option to wind it down. It elevates, you know, you can sit down if you want, or you can stand up when the going gets tough. When I was, which I really needed, it came in handy as well. Stuck it in the trolley and it's come in handy ever since, you know. When I was editing the Phantom Thread principal photography, I was hired to do that. And I made a little rough cut I was just drinking Sampel after Sampel. Premiere Pro on one monitor, Photoshop on another. I had a fucking MacBook Pro and a MacBook Pro stand next to it, which was just broadcasting live sports. Formula One, highlights. And then on a little side hatch, I had a VR headset, which I would just simply put on from time to time and just escape into a world, a vortex of kind of like subglacial scenery, polar bears, Blue Planet kind of stuff, you know. It plays Enya, just all of the stuff that was on my iPod, on my iPhone. A Tribe Called Quest, Crystal Swing, Billie Eilish, and none other than Kendrick Lamar, and also Bill Cullen's audiobook, How to Get Ahead and Crush People 101, Volume 2, Lecture 5. Another great thing about the VR headset is that I programmed it to scan. It has like Wi-Fi built into it, so it plays like slideshows of Jordan B. Peterson's face while I listen to 12 Rules for Life by Jordan JBP.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Either that or the Joe Rogan podcast with JBP, or the Jordan B. Peterson podcast with Joe Rogan. Two of the best podcasts about each other you've ever listened to. Bit of a warm-up lap, guys. Bit of a warm-up lap here. Great stuff. Great stuff again. Lovely bronze. Beautiful bronze. It's a sweet, 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 sweet symphony of bronze. Heavenly bronze. Sponsored by San Pellegrino. It's never too early.
It's almost
to drink
6
a San
o'clock.
Pel. Cool, crisp, delicious taste. Unmistakably refreshing. Unbelievably crisp. Oh yeah. Just a quick look at the pensions and retirement by Zurich, guys. Starting a pension is one of the smartest decisions you can make. It can help ensure a brighter, better future to look forward to. You know this, I know this, we all know this.
I just put pen to paper on a new pension deal from Zurich. You should too, John.
Eddie Jordan, thank you very much. The Jordanian family. The Jordanian beast. Thank you so much. And
You a bit of slur, man.
Dan the Tan as
Radar
well.
to that last night.
Thanks very much.
Blame you,
Appreciate
though.
it.
After the week I've had.
After the week I've had, Dan. You know me too well. Thanks very much. Cheers. Starting a pension is one of the smartest decisions you can make, guys. Okay? It can help you ensure a brighter future for you. Let's have a little look here at how to start your pension just in case you're worried. So, you want to get your pension sorted, but you don't know where to start. Don't worry, it just takes a few steps to set up your financial future. And we're here to guide you through the process. On this page, we'll show you how to get the ball rolling so you can start your pension. Sound advice. You're only ever going to get sound advice from me, Connor Williams, former senior sales executive of Mercedes Ireland, partner at KPMG by the age of 23, just Zurich acolyte all day, all night, key holder for the Zurich broker out in Cabinteely. We're going to be holding a Zurich seance next week. We're going to be summoning a few superannuation ghosts of the past. And the great ghost god himself, Niki Lauda, is going to come down and give a seance special. He's going to give you a 10-lap drive-through. Lap to lap, back to back. How to get the most out of your pension, your savings, and of course your life. I miss Nicky, man. I miss the Nixter. Stevie Nicks. He's gone, you know. He was a legend of the track. Many, many, many goose clouds we had together. But it actually reminds me of Senna will be there as well, Red FM. We both got out our Fleetwood Apple Macs and started fucking Logic Proing. We had Logic Pro. Niki Lauda whipped out the fucking Zurich pension plan and an Apple iPad Pro and starts cutting together a fucking rough cut of me and him together. I said, Nixter, where the fuck did you get the footage, man? He just said, look, I've been filming you ever since I met you, Connor, because you're such a fascinating individual and specimen. I said, thanks very much. Do you want a boost, Nicky? He said, yeah, I love chocolate. I've never had a boost before. I said, Niki Lauda. Racing great. Racing legend. Get ready for a taste sensation. Do you know who introduced me to Boost? None other than Bill Cullen. This was back in the Morrow days. I crunched into that fucking little brown beast, thinking, I don't know what to expect. At first, before the taste set in, I thought we were dealing with a kind of Snickers ripoff. That's what I thought. I was like, hang on a second. There's a crispy crunch to this beast. That's not peanut. Peanut is soft, John. Peanut's soft. Bill Cullen was like, you're right. Give it another second or two on the taste bud. I did. Started chewing, was like, caramel? Chocolate? And then it hit me. The biscuit dropped. I was in biscuit heaven. From that day, I was Moro. Whenever I was behind the wheel of the Merc on the M50, Moro. Whenever I was editing a new movie on my fucking iMac Pro, dual screen iMac Pros, for VR headset, and Cubase tutorial handstand.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Just Moro, crunching Moro. Couldn't stop. So I said to Niki Lauda, get a taste of this. And I unwrapped the Boost and shoved it in Niki Lauda's mouth. I crushed it into his face. And he was just like, it was kind of like this. The banana was the Moro. I was like, just smeared all over his upper mouth and lip. And I said, Lauda, it's never too early to fucking get a Boost stuffed into your gob. He said, that's assault, Connor. I said, I know. But it's the tastiest assault you've ever had, isn't it? And he said, I'm ashamed to say it, Connor, but it is. And that was fucking Nicky Lauda, you know. He loved his chocolate bars. Whether you're self-employed or the head of a company, we've created a pension for your circumstances. See which pension is right for you. I think you should, John. I think you should. Oh. A few days later, the Gardaí were knocking on the door. Mr. Williams? Yes, I said. We're arresting you on suspicion of assault. I said, what the fuckabaloo is this? Do you know who I am? They said, yes, because we just said you're Mr. Williams and you're under arrest. I said, yeah. Connor Williams, former senior sales executive of Mercedes Ireland. I said, we don't care. Handcuff me up. I said, what is this about? I said, Nicky Lauda is charging you with assault. I said, he fucking loved that chocolate bar. What are you on about? He fucking loved that, man. Didn't matter anyway. I called the solicitor.
6 o'clock.
After 2.5 hours in Dundrum, I was free to go. Not before taking the numbers of the officers who arrested me. I said, listen, lads, you haven't heard the last of me. So, we had to drop that. I pursued a fucking legal action against those guys. I had to drop it. Turns out they were well within their rights after what I'd done. But, let's get back on the track. Thanks for joining us, guys. This is Drive Time with Connor Williams. I'm just back in the saddle. You may know me from a lot of my sport gigs I do with RTE. A lot of you may have seen this before. Some of you may be new. I do Formula 1 races with them as well. I've got some new stuff coming up this week. But from the back catalogue, here are a few highlight reels that I cut together. I not only do comms, I do the editing as well, and send that and package it off to RTE on Network 2. And I'll see you later. There's something from the back cat.
Leprechaun, 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 leprechaun. Who do you actually think you are? Leprechaun, 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 leprechaun. Who do you actually think you are? Leprechaun, leprechaun, who do you actually think you are? Leprechaun, leprechaun, who do you actually think you are? Leprechaun.
Well, it's lights out, and here we go. 70 laps ahead of us here for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. It's a great start from Vettel and from Hamilton, too, as he goes into second place. Straight ahead of Gasly and Bottas, too, on the second turn now, on Network 2. And Lou Dog Hamilton gets the inside edge on turn 2, and he's away. And Hulkenberg started well. Maybe he's got ahead as Bottas, as Verstappen and Max Lando, both doing well, and they're away. What an amazing start to the race. Only another 70 laps left. Got a little bit of a replay here of Grosjean taking the gristle of the mill. Some bozo spoil pipe went right into his fucking face. You had to chuck that shit away. Now Lando Norris has got a problem here. He's took an absolute chock-a-de-lula-lulu on the side of his back right wheel pipe. One of the McLaren grease monkeys must have left a firecracker in the tire or something. I don't know. Look at the state of them. Let's have a look at the replay, guys. From Lando Norris on board there. Something happened on the straight. Malfunction at the back. Look at the halo, sponsored by Couche Tard. I know a few guys who work at Couche Tard. I'm actually going to be doing a tart set later on. I suppose the silver lining here, Lando, is you can bust out some of that Canadian bacon. Fucking barbecue on the back of your brake. Bit of maple syrup. Scrumptious. Bit of sexual overtake maneuvering coming up here, guys. Magnussen in front, Davnik Fiat behind. And look at this, right on the big bender. Juicy little overtaking maneuver there. You won't see that on the M50. Then 2 minutes later, Magnussen having a fucking nightmare of a day. It's Sergio Perez, the Mexican dream pipe, does a little cheeky bender right on his fucking halo. We're still here, lap 32, with the battle of the ages between Grosjean and Perez, taking each other hard on the benders. Perez is racing point, laying out Grosjean's Haas, and clap, clap, clap at the Lou from the team back in the juicer. These two are going hard at it, wheel to wheel, turn to turn, laying each other out. In fact, I've never seen a battle quite like it. A real war of the buttons here. On the curves and turns, two hardcore bender boys. Really taking it hard to each other. Now we're on board with Bottas here as he's chasing Ricciardo. Two fast men in fast cars battling hard on Network 2. I just realized that Bottas is actually a portmanteau of two words which describe your hole. Don't know what that means, but you can do what you want with it. Lap 48, guys. On board with Lou Dog Hamilton. Vettel's in front. He's just gone on the grass. Vettel, what can Lou Dog do here? Can he get in? No. Vettel manages to keep himself in front, but I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be deemed dangerous driving there. Yeah, there we can see time penalty 5 seconds on Sebastian Vettel, who now has no time to stick on the kettle, because the loopity-loo banger Hamilton's going to be hot on him. And sit down, you Ferrari fanboys. Mercedes are bust. There's Giancarlo Pussy Smeller from fucking Ferrari. He's gutted, man, about the 5-second penalty, which is being imposed on his team. For this maneuver here, which happened, Vettel there went on the grassy knoll. What was it, playtime? It's not picnic time, Seb. Do you know what I mean? Stay on the road and keep in your lane, preventing the Lou Dog from getting through. Good luck. 5 seconds, gonzo. Look at this. Do you know who I am? I'm Lance Stroll. Let me take over. I need to take that. And is that his missus, Jay? Now we're coming into the last train here on Network 2 as the top two have given us a lot of entertainment. We've got Vettel, who's going to take first in the race. Hamilton second, but you know what? Vettel's living in fantasy land. He didn't come first. 5-second penalty means the Lou Banger has won yet again. And I'm going to go live to Lou Dog now and chat to him. Nice work, Lou Dog. Fucking Mercedes all the way, bro. Well done.
That is not the way. Naturally, I wanted to win, but I would have been past if it wasn't for the wall there. So.
Fuck it, man. Who cares? You won. Bottle of Grey Goose waiting for you when you're done as well, pal. Don't mind Vettel. Guy's a chance machine trying to fucking switcheroo on the L1-2. Fuck him, man. There we go with the standings of the race. Lou Dog consolidates his position at the top of the chart there with 25 points. Seb Vet at 2, fucking Charles Leclerc, Bottas, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Stroll and Kvyat in the top 10, which is a great result for Mercedes again, holding up at the top of that bean sprout. Bad day at the fucking office for Lando Norris. Didn't finish because of some malfunction with his brakes. Some heads are gonna have to roll. I actually know a guy at McLaren. I'm gonna have words with him later on. Best luck and see us again for more Formula 1 on Network 2.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Apologies, guys. Technical gremlins, guys. Yeah. Technical gremlins. That's it. No round of applause, no. You're good, aren't you? More Formula 1
It's almost 6 o'clock.
coming up this week. We've highlights from the Austrian and the French GPs, and a lot more stuff as well, you know. Just, I've been out and about, been away from the edit suite, the dual screens. I've only just got back to them myself, so I'm going to be cutting up some tasty packages for RTE, for Eurosport, and for whoever else is interested, like, you know. Thanks for the claps in the chat. You're good, aren't you? Let's do a lap of London. Bruno, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's going to be a week of tennis and the Tour de France. As we'll do a little cozy lap around London. It's the way it was the other day. Smouldering Shamrock. Thank you very much. Smouldering Shamrock. Have you spoke to Zurich yet? If not, why not? You need to get on.
It's almost 6
Rapid
o'clock.
start fast. Luke Mooney, just spoke to your wife. You've been the victim of bank fraud. I hope you're okay. Thank you very much, Luke Mooney. Moonus! So, yeah, we were over the first week of Wimbledon, guys, courtesy of Mercedes and Grey Goose. As usual, Zonad was operating the Grey Goose Lounge. Connor Williams, courtesy of Connor Williams too. Little known fact, but I'm actually a jazz musician as well. You might have guessed that from the reference to the Stratocaster earlier on. Victor von Spookentooth, thank you very much. So we were over at Wimbledon. Serena Williams had an Airbnb, and Zonad was running the Grey Goose Lounge outside the B&B itself. And then inside for fucking VIP AAA access all areas, Goose Cloud, Goose Box, inside her E-Flow. Thank you very much, E-Flow. Serena Williams' E-Flow was accommodating Zonan's Goose Box. I brought all my vinyl around, and I was laying down a fucking vinyl set. We actually necked a few goosers at around 1 a.m. And I had a Grey Goose drip bag rigged up to my ripped up to my temples, and that was pumping Grey Goose premium vodka into my head as I was spinning the vinyl. I have to say it was the vinyl countdown. But Serena Williams was really accommodating, and she's such a sweetheart. She's Serena Williams, I gotta say, she's a fucking sweetheart. And she let us stay, crash as well, you know. And I had my Ivan Yates Mega Mix soundscape, which sent Serena into an absolute tailspin. I was like, Serene, you nearly fucking lost the run of yourself in round 2.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
But we had the rest of the tennis world come back to the apartment as well. Even though it was an Airbnb, somebody called the fucking owners and said there was a sesh going on. This is the most luxurious. This was like Airbnb gold standard. This is the top tier of Airbnb that isn't available to the hoi polloi. Only people like Serena, myself, Bill Cullen, Zonad, and none other than Eddie Jordan have access to the top tier of Airbnb. Look at these guys here. Some of my friends who were over during the week in London. They had to remain behind the barricades, though. Coincidentally, these same barricades that are used for the race are now used to stop potential terrorist attacks on main thoroughfares and pedestrianised shopping streets, such as Oxford Street. And a great job they do too. I was playing jazz for the week in Wimbledon. I wasn't doing any commentary, so I don't have any Wimbledon packages. Thank you very much, Connor Donovan. Any Nissan Almera? Not today, Connor. I'm in a little jazz trio. I was playing there, and we were playing the jazz trio, not at Serena's because she's not into that. That's why she was running the DJ set, the Goose Cloud. Thanks very much, Anonymous. Oshin, thank you. Drive the bag out of her, Francis. Kill Maynham Wood for Junior and Nobber for relegation. Put the Mercedes onto it. I will. We were playing actually at the Wimbledon enclosure, just off of Henman Hill. We were being paid in strawberries, cream, and champagne. Kowloon Kim was there conducting. And I think we might have a picture here of our little band that we have. Let me have a look. I wonder if we can put this in. There we go. There's me. No. There we go. You're good, buddy. Thank you very much, Dan the Tan. You're good, buddy there, Connor Williams on bass. Jordan B. Peterson twanging that banj all over the gaff. And then, of course, none other. Jordan B. JBP on banj. Myself on double bass. And none other than Eddie Jordan on sax. And boy, oh boy, can that man blow pipe. We call him the blow poke. It's a win. He had a break. Eddie Jordan had a breakdown because 20 minutes before the gig, he had the wrong read. We had to go down to a music shop, reminiscent of that episode of The Simpsons. But some man, so smooth. And there's me. Lovely little ring there on the pinkus. The pinkus dinkus, I call it. The pinkus stinkus. With a lovely gold ring there. Sovereign Yates. I got that at Sovereign Yates' going away gaff. I'm a bit pale, but I might look a bit pale. But when I'm put up against Eddie Jordan, I will pale in comparison. Why? Because Jordan's on the tanning beds 24/7. When you ring the Jordanian family man, he's on that bed. He used to have an account with Blockbusters. I go, you mad into the movies, Jord? I'd say no. I just go in there to top up. 10 minutes a day. That's all I need. UV. Look at that bass. So sweet. Look at Eddie's shoes. Pure craft shoes. I was getting on to Eddie. I was like, will you not wear the spats too? He says, no. This isn't the kind of gig. This isn't the time or the place for it. And then you've Jordan B. The banjo extremer. The fucking sweet little creamer. The banjo dreamster. He's going for the rustic look. I think he was actually dressed by Paul Galvin. That was Paul Galvin's latest Dunn Stores range, simply called Clean Your Blues. And that's what we called the album. I said to Paul Galvin, man, love the clothes, buddy. Love what you're doing in Dunn's. Can you fit fucking Jordan B up? Can you spruce him up for the gig? Because he doesn't have any fashion sense. So yeah, I said, this is a piece I like to call Clean Your Blues. I can't do the Kerry accent, but it was kind of like, yeah, boy, here's Clean Your Blues. That's look, I'll hold my hands up. I can't do accents.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
So that's what we called the album anyway, and we do a few songs. We played at Wimbledon outside Hemman Hill for all the Brits, and they loved it. They went wild for it. Tenderly, standards like Tenderly and fucking When I Fall in Love, and then some originals as well, like Waltz for Normie and Goose Cloud, which is an experimental jazz fusion number I like to do. It's just a 10-minute bass solo while the lads go off for fags. And Jordan Peterson plays Clean Your Blues. He just came up with that based on Paul Galvin's fashion line. Many, many more. But yeah, that's another story for another day. That's us anyway. We're called Three Way. And we're available for gigs, parties, birthdays. You name it, we'll play it. There's not much we won't play. But there is actually quite a lot we won't play, to be honest. We scrutinize who you are. We need to vet you and make sure you're up to standard. But it was a great night, great week as well. I was doing tickets at the front door of Serena Williams' Airbnb. Letting people in. And surprisingly enough, quite a few of the tennis elite rocked up as well. But I wasn't gonna just let them go through handily, like, you know. And Rafa Nadal thinking he fucking owns the gaff. I was like, you're not getting in, Raf. You've no pass. Rafster. Who the fuck are you, man?
It's almost 6 o'clock.
And of course, I had addressed him as Rafa and Rafsa, so it was obvious that I did know him, you know. Sometimes, a bit of a power move, guys. If you ever want to appear above everyone in society, just pretend you don't know them. Even when you do, just pretend you don't. Because you don't want to give Rafa Nadal a fucking bigger head than he already has, you know?
It's almost 6 o'clock.
I said, Rafster, where the fuck are you going, man? He's like, K? I was like, K what? He said, K.
It's almost
like,
6
yeah,
o'clock.
K indeed. Fucking go on. You can go in. But don't go anywhere near the goose strip. That's mine. We kept crashing as well. Faith Johnson, thanks very much. Yeah. Serena was there as well, the consummate professional that she is. O'Brien's wines, Rav Mines. The consummate professional that Serena is. She came down, she said, look, Connor, he's just the world number 3. He doesn't know anything about Mercedes or Goose. He's not a gooser like you. I said, okay, let him in. You can go in, Nadal, but I've got my eyes on you. And yeah, she can handle the crowd. Can Serena? Thank you very much, Faith Johnson and O'Brien's Wines, by the way. She can handle the crowd. She's always displayed the utmost integrity as a tennis player as well. Never crumbles or gets flustered, even when she's in the wrong. I'll always remember that time she stood up as the role model for all female sportswomen out there, and you know, all the girls growing up wanted to be tennis stars, watching her in the US Open. Was it semi-final or something? When there was a duff call. It was a legitimate call, but she thought it was duff. God bless her. And she went over to that line judge and coolly and calmly said to her, "If you shout out again, I'll shove this fucking ball down your throat." And you know, that's the kind of stoic,
It's almost 6 o'clock.
dignity that we don't see anymore in sport, and what we need to see more of. And I loved as well when she was being Serena, the consummate professional, was being beaten in the final by Naomi Osaka, the US Open. And she went over to the umpire and just started saying, I'm a mother, and I'd never cheat.
It's
I thought
almost 6
I thought
o'clock.
that was great. And it really showed, again, stoicism and adversity in the face of all... stoicism in the face of all adversity. And adversity in the face of stoicism. The stoic nature of that umpire. And the adversarious flamehousery of Serena S. Williams. But she's still in it anyway, I think. I'm not sure if she had a game today. Is your sweater pennies or Duns, Connor? Says Eric. No, it's Gant. Got it in the Gant half-price sale back in January.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Baru. Thanks, Baru. How do you feel about Jeremy Clarkson, says Harvey. I feel fucking great about him. Jezebel, the Clarkster, the Brit. Tip Hardman, thank you very much. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. But yeah, anyway, back on the door. This was after the three-way gig had ended. Jordan Peterson had gone back to his hotel room to clean his room for an hour before he came out to the party. Thanks, Milos. Thanks so much, bud. Did you meet Djokovic? And how clean was his room? Oh, we did, yeah. We met him in the locker room after his match. And he was doing impressions of all the players, and it was fucking mighty. And he actually showed Eddie Jordan how to do a fucking four-handed backhander volley. And Eddie was trying to do it, but he fucking dislocated his fucking shoulder. And we had to go down to A&E, which meant we were an hour late for the fucking Airbnb showdown with Serena Williams. But Jordan Peterson had been back in his room tidying his hotel room for an hour, so it all worked out fucking nice. And we'd all changed out of our three-way gear and into our fucking nighttime attire, which for me is just what you're seeing now. Standard Gant. What I like to call standard Gant wear. And Serena loved it.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
And we had the altercation with Nadal on the door. And Serena said to Nadal, if you give Connor Williams any more grief, I'm gonna shove this fucking grey goose down your throat. And he was fine with that, you know. Serena she put the fucking fear of God into the lads, to be honest. Jesus, this is a ghoster. It's a real bad ghoster. But we got in there anyway. Jordan Peterson hit the goose drip really fast and hard, you know. I said, you don't want to mix that Grey Goose up with a bit of Sampel in the punch jug. And you know what? You know what JBP is like. He's a man on a mission. He was coolly and calmly deconstructing the whole room and everyone around him. He reduced Djokovic to tears when he inquired about his innermost thoughts and feelings. Djokovic, of course, the consummate professional, had never delved into his never psychoanalyzed his own mind, you know, his psychosis. Ego is at the heart of Djokovic's mantra and game. Never self-doubting or any of that stuff. JBP, in 5 minutes, reduced Novak Djokovic to tears. Pure and absolute tears. I remember he brought the banjo out as well. Jordan B. Peterson, calmly strumming the fucking banjo, telling Djokovic,
stop crying your heart out. Hold on. Don't be scared. Stop crying your heart out.
Djokovic couldn't stop crying. And then I looked over at Eddie fucking Normie. He was crying. Why? I don't know, but I think he'd fucking gone hard on the goose drip. I told him to not drip it up. I said, Normie, your heart, man. Do you know the fucking vodka to your veins will actually make your heart race faster than a ball of Chang? He didn't care.
It's almost 6
He
o'clock.
was crying. Then I turned round, look at fucking Rafa Nadal. He was beefing. Fuck me, man. I need to get out of here. I went downstairs for a fag. The Airbnb host was there knocking on the door. He goes, who are you? Some Brit. I don't remember who he was. Excuse me, who are you? Like, I said, who am I? I'm Connor Williams, former senior sales executive for Mercedes Ireland. Who in the fuck are you?
It's almost 6 o'clock.
He said, oh mate, I'm the owner of the Airbnb, ain't I? I got a call about the Airbnb. A lot of noise. I said, yeah, too right, there's a lot of noise. Serena Williams throwing the biggest bang this side of fucking EastEnders. And what are you doing? Coming here to fucking put it out, quench it out. Look, either you fucking shake hands with me now and get rigged up to the goose bag, or I'm gonna slam your own door on your face. And with that, he accepted my invite. I slipped him a cool, crisp can of Sam Pell, and I fucking jabbed him in the arm with a syringe full of goose.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Unfortunately, intravenous goosage affected him badly. I don't know. I should have maybe checked his medical background. He went pale as I was when compared to Eddie Jordan's tanned, beautiful skin. And he quenched. The guy just quenched and crumbled on the ground. I was fucking panicking. I was like, Jesus Christ. Right then, fucking Rafa Nadal, he's coming out the door. He sees what's going on, sees the guy on the ground fucking limp biscuited. He's like, K. I was like, Nadal, get back in the fucking Airbnb now. Otherwise you're gonna have to pull out of Wimbledon.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
When I slither home after a hard day out in the fields, there's nothing I like more than lashing a few stick-ins into the fireplace and setting fire to them. Be careful not to burn your hands like I did. While I'm waiting for that baby to get going, I do a few rolls on the ground and a few reptilious repetitions just to get the blood flowing. Once those flames are licking high, it's time to stick your coal in it. You can generate extra draftage by using your gooch as a waft. Now all that's left is to sit back and warm your sack by the flames. This message was brought to you by Firelighters.
Technical gremlins, guys. A few Technolado gremlinicios. Nothing I can't handle. Let me get back. Where was I? Anyway, I had the fucking comatose owner of the Airbnb on the fucking ground. The colour had drained from him. And I got the syringe out the arm. Fucking squirted the rest of the goose into the mouth. Necked it back for a fucking solid primo goose hit. And Rafa Nadal comes out. He's like, K. I was like, get the fuck, Rafa, get back in that Airbnb now and put some tunes on. You didn't see nothing here. Fucking dickhead goes back in anyway, thank God. Closes the door after himself, fucking locking me out. I'm on the doorstep here. In the middle of fucking Mayfair or Knightsbridge, wherever the fuck, I don't know. I'd never lived in London. I've got this fucking Airbnb host. I had to fucking put him fireman's lift. I was bringing him out, running down the street.
It's almost 6
With this guy
o'clock.
running down to the fucking hired Merc that I had for the weekend. Thank God no one seen me, even though obviously everyone did see me. because it's the middle of London. Anyway, I get down to the Merc. Thank God for the fucking automated locking boot opening mechanism system. I fucking threw the fucking Airbnb host into the boot, slammed it shut, and just fucking drove. Drove fast and hard to A&E. With none other than a comatose Airbnb host in the boot. It was almost 6 o'clock. I was on the fucking M25. I had no need to go out there, but I did, just because I wanted to drive fast and hard. Blue flashing lights, the sound of fucking sirens. It was like an episode of The Bill. But it was nothing to me, Connor Williams. All I thought about was just channel Normie, channel Eddie Jordan, channel all the greats, Niki Lauda, Ayrton Senna, Jacques Villeneuve. The fucking nerve of him. Schumess, Mickey Schumess, Ralphie Schumess, Coulthard, Irvine. And I just tried to package all of them into one. I put the foot down, got away from the guards, got to the fucking A&E, and just opened the boot. Fucking, I was scared. I was out of my wits' end. Like, I was just fucking threw him on the ground, slammed that shut, even though I didn't need it because it was automated. I just got the hell out of there. Fucking rang A&E then on the fucking car phone as I was driving back. I was like, listen, man, my buddy's just landed. Can you help him out? He's just had a bad sesh. I think he had a bad pint. Too many goosers too soon. And they said, yes, sir, can we take your name, sir? I was like, no, you can't. See you later. Bye-bye. And I called back later just to check up. They'd resuscitated him. He was fine. He hadn't died. Leaving me to get back to Serena Williams.
6 o'clock.
Airbnb Gold. Not available to any member of the public. Only the top tier. People like Nick Kyrgios too. Thankfully we got back to the fucking Airbnb. And who was there? None other than Nick Kyrgios. He was wholeheartedly embracing the goose. Thanks so much, Nicky boy, for donating the $250. Very, very kind of you. Nick Kyrgios was upstairs in the Airbnb, underarm serving, ball bags, tennis balls filled with goose. And they would.
It's almost 6
tennis
o'clock.
balls were filled with goose, and he was underarm serving them. They bounce off fucking the ghost of Niki Lauda's head, explode, and then Serena, Eddie Normie, Jordan B. Peterson, Rafa Nadal, Djokovic, they'd all just be there, just waiting for the goose to go into their mouths. It was like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Welcome back, everybody, again to French Open Highlights. Roland Garros round 2. With me, Connor Williams here on Network 2. We've got Novak Djokovic. Novax. Anti-vaxxer. I wonder if he's an anti-vaxxer. You wouldn't really know. You know one thing? He's got a great forearm. Strong. Guy's a machine. I was in the hotel room actually last night watching some of the anti-vax stuff on YouTube. Oof. It was a Gemma O'Doherty video. She's ranting about the vaccines, and then she actually headed outside to film some ethnic children. Ooh. Without their parents' permission. Before pointing the camera up at the sky and just asking why are these clouds shaped like that? Lovely drop shot. Yeah, after the Gemma videos about the clouds, YouTube kept playing and selecting videos for me. It's a winner. Generally, they would just like people in their bedrooms on webcams talking about Africans and migrants and gay people and the Jews. Real power play here from Laxton and not making it easy for Jock. I'd fallen asleep to these videos, woken up this morning by the hotel manager telling me to get out the hotel. There was a white power rally song on. Well, speaking of rallies, look at this. The manager said, Connor, you have to leave. Drop your stuff and go. Lobbed my bags into the hallway for me. Said there was a Ghanaian family next door. They were disturbed and frightened. I apologized, but it was game over. They were having none of it. They thought I was a white supremacist. I tried to explain YouTube's algorithmic failure, but it was met with silence. And Novak Djokovic, number 1 seed, progresses to round 3 here. Roland Garros, more coming up on Network 2.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Thanks very much, guys. Back again. It's 7:10. I'd offer you a bit of Schlur, Margot O'Donnell, thank you very much. But I rated it all last night. I don't know if you can blame me. After the week I've had. Yeah. So, let's get back on this. Thanks a lot as well to San Pellegrino. And these cheeky little Lacosts. Tom Shepard, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Nick Kyrgios was underarm serving tennis balls filled with Grey Goose against the head of the ghost of Niki Lauda, and the ball would explode, and we'd all drink from it, like a scene from Sodom and Gomorrah. And as we were doing that, O'Brien's Wines and Rathmines got on the phone. We're like, Connor Williams, we want to send you over a fucking lead-lined casket of Grey Goose. I said, where are you getting? Where are you pulling these out of?
It's almost 6 o'clock.
O'Brien's Wines were on the phone. Thank you so much, boxes of Cobratoxin. They said, we've got a limited edition lead-lined casket of Grey Goose. Fuck. Of Grey Goose. All the way from fucking Pripyat. Out in the Ukraine. Irradiated. Sam Pellegrino, thank you so much. And Tom Shepard. Tom Shepard, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And everybody else, it's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Connor, good to see you falling back on your feet. Do you remember the Levers Debs that night? I can't read that. Absolutely shattered. Shook the addiction. A couple of years ago. Doing mighty now. That's good to hear, Tom. Hope you're well. I said, yeah. Fuck it. Thank you very much for that as well. Bucko DeCooley, man. And Tip Hardman. And Pete Sampras. A lead-lined casket of fucking Grey Goose. Are you sure about that, Pete Sampras? O'Brien's Wines were like, yeah. We've got it. We can get it over to you now on a private Learjet. It's just gonna set off.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
We're currently in Serena Williams' Airbnb. And it's a good job that you rang. Because Kyrgios has the whole fucking goose bag dry at this stage. I looked over at Kyrgios and he'd stopped underarm serving at that stage. And he'd progressed to smashing. He was just smashing balls of goose off the wall. What a fucking hero. So, the Learjet was due to arrive at fucking Heathrow Terminal 2 within the hour, where it was going to be piloted by a drone. Via Mercedes and Zurich drone were going to bring the casket of goose to Serena Williams's Airbnb. We were pumped. Lead-lined as well. There was a we were all waiting on the balcony on the come down. Even though we hadn't even come up. Kyrgios was serving aces. And we all dropped a few double faults. And we were waiting we were waiting for the fucking delivery of O'Brien's lead line goose. The best thing about O'Brien's is they have limited edition stock inside their beautiful boutique shop. You just swing yourself
It's
down
almost 6 o'clock.
O'Brien's, either in Rathmines. I wouldn't go there. I'd be more of the Bagot Street wines. I'm actually loyal to Bagot Street wines. So I was taking a risk, guys, in ordering the lead line Grey Goose casket to Serena Williams's gold lined Airbnb. Because I'm brand loyal, you know me. I'm Mercedes. I'm Zurich. I'm Cheeky Lacoste. I'm Wilson Socks. I'm Grey Goose. And I'm also Bagot Street Wines. Always have been, always will. But at this stage, this time O'Brien's
It's
came
almost
through.
6 o'clock.
So we'd all double dropped a few fucking double faults, and Kyrios was fucking off his rocker chops. And he was like, "Hey bro, yet again, sorry guys, Connor Williams. I never really made it in the accent game, but I'm gonna try and do my best Nick Kyrios.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
What's that sound, bro? What's that sound?" It's like, what is that sound? I put the ear to the wind, and you could just hear zzzz. It was only fucking ZurichDrone.ie carrying the goods all the way from fucking Rathmines.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Care package. She dropped it down and flew off. Sadly, the fucking care package landed on Rafa Nadal's foot. We needed to get ice. We got 2 bags of fucking peas out the freezer. Fucking. And froze his foot. JBP was whispering into Rafa Nadal's ear that he needed to fucking be a man and take control of his feet and not be relying on society anymore. Nadal was just like, K. Thankfully, Nadal's foot cushioned the blow of the casket, which didn't lead to any more. It would have actually fucking marked the table outside on the veranda of the Airbnb. After the week we've had, I said, we don't need any more trouble. The host is already in A&E recovering from a fucking goose bag. A goose jab that I gave him to his left arm pipe. Kyrios fucking whipped out the racket. Yonex. Tailor-made. And threw a cricket ball into the air. Smashed it off the fucking casket, and that opened it. Right then, Eddie Jordan's Geiger counter started clicking like a mad thing. Eddie Jordan was like, fuck me, man, we need to get the hazmat suits on. Heavy lead. I'm picking up a heavy reading here. 3.6. I said 3.6? What does that mean? He said, not great, but not terrible. And with that, we laid into the Grey Goose. Just necking it heavy.
It's almost 6
and fast.
o'clock.
Kyrios started screaming. Fucking throwing bottles of Grey Goose off the veranda at passers-by down below. Saying, I don't need to be here. I was up till 3 a.m. playing FIFA. I don't care about this. I don't care about tennis. I was like, Kyrios.
Calm down, Curious. This isn't your Airbnb, it's Serena's.
I had to, just talk like that just to get through to him, because he wasn't listening to anyone.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
And right then, he said, "I'm sorry, Brew." And he whips out. He goes over to the Yonex kit bag and he whips out these. He goes, "I want you to have these, man. I want you to have these, mate." I say, "Thanks very much." He goes, "Make sure you wear them on your next stream, bro." I was like, Thanks very much, Curious. You old rattlesnake." And then we had a little heart-to-heart because Nick Curious is an absolute sweetheart. A real sweetheart, deep down. Beneath the hard man exterior, the bad boy, there's only a little angel there. I said, "Nick, you're a fucking sweetheart. And I will wear those on my fucking thing." I said, "Why don't you just rein yourself in, you'll win a slam. You'll win a slam. You remind me of Lou Dog Hamilton back in the day when he was just kart racing. And I saw the potential in him. I said, that guy's going to go far." And I got onto Eddie Jordan and then onto McLaren and Mercedes and all that. Everyone was like, "There's a guy here. You can have him. He's yours. If you cut me in a slice for the finder's fee. Finders keepers." And he was like, "I don't want to play tennis, bro."
It's almost 6
Shut
o'clock.
up, man. You're great at it. You're just a fucking bad boy. Rein it in, and you'll be winning slams by the age of 28 or 9. Do you know? You had Nadal on the ropes the other day. We looked over at Nadal. Still had his foot in a bag of Green Isle peas, which were fastly fucking thawing out, man, defrosting, you know. His toe had grown a big bulbous red ball, like a cricket ball. And, yeah, fuck it, man, you know. Just went heavy on the goose then for the rest of the night. Pure goose cloud the next day. Goosecloud.ie. And as you know, the goose, the grey goose, it's not a body blow. The hangover isn't a body blow. It's definitely not a heavy skag buzz. I would say it's more of an all-encompassing goose cloud, which just really captures your mind and keeps it in.
It's almost 6
Of course, we had to get
o'clock.
back down to Hemon Hill. The three of us, the fucking state and neck of us. Because three-way had to be we were playing a fucking jazz trio set. Myself, myself on bass. Jordan B. Peterson on banj. And none other than Eddie Jordan on sax. But we did it. Strawberries and cream, pulled it out the bag. Went to watch Coco Gauff win. Her third round match, was it? Sadly, she was knocked out today. And, yeah, I mean, I'm going back tonight. Because we've another session on tomorrow. We've an afternoon set. Just outside Hemon Hill. Me and the three boys. The Buccaneers. Caleb Carr, thank you very much. In fact, somebody was saying to me the last day there's an Eddie Jordan doc on, so we might have a little look at that. On Killian M2's channel. Killian M2's is the best YouTube channel. Curtis Ryan, thank you very much. Get down to your local Mercedes dealer, please. They want you to go down there. They need you. But we all had to check in as well in the hospital because we had irradiation from drinking the goose that was came all the way from Pripyat and Chernobyl. Anna Kournicopia's smash court tennis. Thank you very much.
hard to keep in perspective. Not when they come to me. I'm pretty tough on them, because I think they need to be.
In what way?
In every way. In terms of etiquette, manners.
The sound is goosed.
Physically well prepared, mentally well prepared, attention to detail, their appearance, what they like in front of cameras and various things like that, is becoming more and more important. That the right kind of person is coming from our stable and are well behaved and mannerly and don't become or act like hooligans. It's very important.
Were you to
That's the essence of Eddie Normie. Don't behave like hooligans. He's a good guy. Well behaved. He's a gentleman.
your own expression? Were you a prima donna? You were European champion after all.
I suppose I probably thought I was. But I didn't have anyone to slap me like I slapped these guys. And I probably...
The thing about Jordanian families is he says he didn't have anyone to slap him. That's because he's just a bit embarrassed about the slaps I dished out to him on Mondello.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
I feel that in some ways that if I'd had a manager or a person looking after me like I look after the other people, I might have been a better driver for it. But I'm actually glad now I didn't, because then I would have missed the opportunity of running the team and the management, which I'm at a better level from an age group point of view, because I was too old for what I was doing relatively in racing. And I'm now just at the right point where my confidence is good. I feel I have the ability to do it, and I'm very confident. I have this dream and I have a goal, and I'm on target to achieve it.
The dream is this.
The new recipe guys. I actually had a bit of a fucking run-in with the Gordy. The other day on the M50, I was pulled over. And they wanted to they were just checking for tax and license and fucking all that kind of stuff, NCT. Unfortunately, I didn't have my tax disc in at the time because it still hadn't arrived. And I remember getting stung the last time. They said, we still need proof. And I handed them the documents. They said, you could have made that yourself. I was like, fuck's sake. So what I did was, there was no tax disc in. I stuck this in, the fucking lid of the San Pellegrino into the tax disc slot. And that's what it said. And they looked at it, and they looked at it, and they looked back at me, looked at the fucking disc, looked at me again, and I just looked down their eyes and didn't even have to speak. I was like, yeah. New fucking recipe, man. And with that, no questions. They just walked away. Walked away as if to say, don't fuck with this guy. San Pellegrino tax disc. Pfft, you bet your ass. I'll never ever forget the first time I took a cool hard swig of San Pellegrinos. This was back in the day before it had gone fully legitimized in the commoners' drinks market. You could only get this shit from Italy, John. Luckily for me, I had a fucking villa out in Lake Garda. I had fucking crates of this shipped to me by the Sicilian mafia over in New York. Sorry, it's reversed. Yeah, it was bottled. It was bottled back then. It was in glass. Right now, all you guys only know the taste of tin. But you've never, ever, ever felt the sensuosity of glass against lip, and then San Pel trickling its way down like a fucking ice cascade, a cavalcade of refreshment bubbles going down your esophagus and into the fucking body bag. I am Connor Williams, and it's almost 6 o'clock. I remember do you know who put me onto San Pel? And he's gonna be thinking, here you go again, name dropping. none other than Joseph Coney. JosephConey.ie, who was running his own little fucking social news site back in the day, just before Journal.ie and Joe.ie ruled the roost in the online Irish news marketplace. Joseph Coney was actually trying his hand at trying to do clickbait sort of stuff, but he just didn't have a grasp of Ireland or the cultural norms or mores. I was trying to do fucking PR for him, but he was just a lost case. He also had a lot of bad rep behind him because the world was just around the time that the world was coming round to Joseph Coney and his wily ways as the commandeer of a child army battalion. .ie out in Uganda. JosephConey.ie.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Said to Joseph, do you want to join the fucking... do you want to become... I've got a band called Three-Way Conus. I was like this. Yeah, Conus. I've got a fucking jazz three-way, man. Do you want to join up and link forces? He was like... He couldn't speak English. He was just kind of looked nonplussed. Conus, do you want to join me, Jordan Peterson, and Eddie Jordan playing jazz? We're called Three-Way. But we could fucking let you join, man. And we could become Foreplay. And he was just like, no, man. I'm into fucking child army units. And I'm trying to break the fucking Irish online digital market for news and fucking stories and stuff like that. And he wasn't interested in the music side of things, but he was a very musical man.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
He had the fucking African beats down, you know? But he had to go back to Uganda and actually give someone an African beat down because they were commandeering his child army and not doing a great job. And JosephConey.ie was dead in the ground. JosephConey.ie.
To have his own Formula One team, owned and managed by him, on the Grand Prix circuit next year. It's the most difficult move in what's been called the most expensive entertainment on earth. It will cost Eddie Jordan $22 million to run the team, including the cost of a new car specially designed for Jordan Racing.
Jordan Racing.
It's going to be a stunning car. But time will tell.
But how
not
can
so
a
much
car be stunningly different? I'm sure they all more or less conform to the same type of principle.
Well, they all have four wheels, sure, and they all have a monocoque, and they all have... But it's like going to the pub and there's 50 girls in there. You'll always be attracted to one more than another, won't you? I think you would anyway.
Jordan, you old snake in the grass. The Me Too generation. Never caught up with Jordan. There he is, the man himself, the Jordanian dreamer. Back in the good times.
Well, they all have four wheels, sure, and they all have a monocoque, and they all have... But it's like going to the pub and there's 50 girls in there. You'll always be attracted to one more than another, won't you? I think you would anyway, or... Going to the pub and there's 50 girls in there, you'll always be attracted to one more than another, won't you? I think you would anyway. Or going to the pub and there's 50 girls in there, you'll always be attracted to one more than another, won't you? I think you would anyway. Or whatever your fancy is. But in that context, there's always, that's what life's about. There has to be a choice. Your body tells you that.
I love women. I'm mad about women. I've been married 3 times. I'm infatuated with women.
It's a very, very pretty car.
If you can imagine the smell of burning rubber and high-octane fuel, and mix it with the fragrance of flowers, then you'll know you're in Birmingham for the August Bank Holiday weekend. This is the weekend they stage the Birmingham Super Prix, in other words, the 9th round of the International Formula 3000 Championship, and they'll run it through the streets of the city. Now, there's a percentage of his salary for Eddie Jordan management. If it's first Formula One season, what would you be looking for? What would say? Rather than that position, do they have a certain freedom?
They have a freedom, of course. It's really a question of first come, first served. And
What a legend.
we try to
Eddie
monitor
Normie.
everything to whatever spending they want to do, and if the spending is within the framework of what they want to be on the car, well then of course they get first crack at it.
And it all adds up to what in the end, Ed?
Well,
for
it's
a Formula One car.
Formula One about.
What a legend, man. Yeah. Jordan, Eddie, Jordan. Yeah. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, none other than Eddie Jordan. The hero. There's Eddie's chinchilla. No way. Eddie Jordan's chinchilla. Can't believe he made the cut. That was shortly before he ran over him on the fucking moped. We had to go bury him behind the bull ring in Birmingham. The Jordan Flamenco set. The Eddie Jordan. None other than the Eddie Jordan Flamenco unit. I remember those were the days. Grid girls, pit stops, living fast. There. Hello.
The red and white car on the inside. Number 26 is Eric Comas, the current.
Achieve what they now have.
I certainly didn't enjoy it. It was a very large culture shock. We had.
Guess where you've got.
Yeah, but that doesn't worry me. I'm motivated by a different thing. The money or the monetary things don't motivate me. Never have done. If we have certain things that may seem envious to other people, they're not envious. They don't seem important to us. They're just something that...
Cause celebrate! I just put pen to paper on a new pension deal from Zurich. You should too, John.
Norwood too.
For myself, my family, for my team, for Ireland, for anyone. It's the first time, and you know, I can't actually pinpoint what is the motivation. It's there. It's a drug. I can't help it. I have to pursue it.
But you ready?
John,
And that's the ethos
get a grip.
of Eddie Jordan.
You're 38.
Racing is a drug. Driving is a drug. Airbnb Gold, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Someone sent me a link to here to an Airbnb Gold. It's on data.
It's almost 6 o'clock. Time to get down to your local Mercedes dealer and ask about test driving the new Mercedes.
Eddie Nordan, thank you so much. This is my Airbnb, guys, if you wanted to rent this out. I've got it up on Daft at the moment. The boom
I've
is
just
back.
spoke to your wife. You've been the victim of bank fraud.
Viva, thanks so much. Now this is just something I threw together myself. It's a fucking holiday home, really, you know? Not something I want to live in. I wouldn't want to live here. But I'd definitely take a break here.
I'd offer you a bit of schlur, but
William,
I
thanks
raided
so
most
much.
of that last night. You don't even blame me, though. After the week I've had.
Thanks, Killian William. And thanks for the tip off about the Eddie Jordan doco on Network 2. Aviva Insurance 2 and Eddie Nordan. Thank you. Yeah, it's just 7. We put the price at $7,000 a week. 5 bedder, 5 bather. That's the pool there. Yeah, had a few fucking great sets there. Home sets. Crack the vinyl out. Full on techno. Back in the day. Don't do that anymore. Can't. I haven't got the fucking energy. I just reach for the auxiliary cable and fucking slap on an iPod Megamix. iTunes. Yeah, it's a lovely little bit of fucking woodwork there. Cladding. Lovely cladding, should I say. Great scenes, great memories there. Great house parties. Lovely little garage there. We had this place designed by Brian Baru. Some of the fittings were done. We had a great Smeg fridge, but we had to get rid of that and stick in a fucking Bosch. Because the Smeg was just fucking leaking the whole time. You spent so much money on the fucking thing. And then it was leaking. That phone doesn't work anymore. The great thing about this gaff is you can have a bit of a conference as well. I remember when I was trying to woo Mercedes, Zurich, and Eddie Hobbs. I was trying to merge Mercedes, Zurich, and Eddie Hobbs into one powerful fucking business unit called Hobbsides. But Zurich pulled out of the merger at the last min. Why? Because they wanted their name reflected in the fucking brand. I said at the time, like, you know, you've come all this way from fucking Switzerland for this. Eddie Hobbs he has to get the fucking train back down to Cork. I know Jeff from Mercedes. But, like, do you really want to be going back to the fucking mainland Europe, to the Alps, without Eddie Hobbs on your fucking books? And he simply said, in Swiss German, yeah, and just fucked off. And that was an insult. And at that moment, I saw Eddie Hobbs' world collapse. That was the moment Eddie Hobbs' world caved in. It was at the peak. It was 2008. It was after Eddie Hobbs had told everybody to go out and buy gold bars.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
And he looked at me, and I think Eddie, the problem with Hobbs is he was throwing his weight around, thinking he was the big dick. But the guys at Zurich didn't really care for him, because when they arrived, they actually didn't know who he was. They were more interested in Mercedes. But anyway, we had the steak, filet mignon, a bottle of fucking red wine. Sent your man back to Dublin Airport in a taxi. Told Hobbs, look, man, you lose the battle, but you haven't lost the war, you know? And he goes, well, I want to start winning the war soon enough, because I've just bought a load of fucking gold, man. I said, well, it's fine, man. It's Celtic Tiger. It's never going to die. In fact, the Celtic Tiger is just going to keep on regenerating itself and getting bigger and bigger. Turn into a fucking Celtic beast. Fucking Celtic monster is what it's going to be, Ed.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
I think I'd given him the talk, and he was like,
yeah, boy, yeah, right, okay, boy.
And then he went away, and he went and bought more bars of gold and sold off other assets. And I don't think it was the right thing to do. I don't think it held its value. He lost a lot of money, a lot of stuff, and he advised a lot of people to do a lot of bad things too. But I mean, the Hobbsides dream is still on the cards. Celtic Tiger 2 is coming back with a fucking venomous passion. Back with a bite. Can't you see here? Look, fucking Sorrento and Docky. This is my gaff. Mercedes, Zurich, superannuation, second holiday home, third car, Chim for Arhar, cinema unit, cinematography, mirrored fucking walk-in wardrobe, plush, soft, luxurious fucking carpets, basin sink, Belfast sink, jacuzzi, plunge pool, plunge pool, goose pool. I actually filled that plunge pool with goose. Jumped in. Nearly fucking drowned. Had to call an ambulance. Get the stomach pumped. There was no alcohol inside my stomach, though. It just absorbed into my skin. Fucking Bill Cullen fell asleep in that sauna there. Came out fucked. I gave him the keys to the Mercedes. Told him to go and drive it off. He drove all the way out on the M50 to Swords. Turned around and came back. He was as fresh as a fucking daisy. The fucking master bedroom. Or it's the guest suite. The goose suite. Great little house, guys. If you want to fucking rent it out, $7,000 a month. Tuppence halfpenny. A full-size billiard table. Full-size billiard table in the downstairs spare room. I hosted many nights and many parties on that fucking billiard table. Actually, Eddie Hobbs stayed after the failed merger between Eddie Hobbs, Zurich, and Mercedes. We just got fucking locked on goose. Eddie Hobbs was drinking sex on the beach. And fucking eating bars of gold. Literally chewing bars of gold. I said, Eddie, you alright, man? You're gonna fucking break your teeth, man. You've stripped your fucking teeth. And Hobbs just... Hobbs was fucked. Hobbs had blood coming down his face. Bits of gold all over him. He's like, yeah, boy, give me the gold slagger, boy. I was like, Hobbs, you're fucking getting blood on my bays, on my billiard unit. I had to get the fucking thing rebased. Not without sending the fucking tab to Hobbs, which he still hasn't repaid. Eddie, if you're watching. It's been 11 years. It's almost 11 o'clock. It's time to fucking pay for the rebasing of my billiard unit.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
There she is from a side angle. Yet another bedroom. We decided not to go for the Belfast sink in this one. Andrew Mooney says, Connor, you should Google Eddie Jordan's yacht. I will do. We decided against the Belfast sink. Porcelain just wasn't in back then. We went for this oriental fucking hand-sculpted glass. You can't see the detail on that, but it's got lovely fucking Chinesey patterns on it. Chinesey patterns. There you are. Just your stand. It's a bit of a bog standard place, you know? Bit of a fucking bolt hole for me. Bit of a bolt hole for me when things get tough. Or when things did get tough at home. I used to just fucking head out to fucking Sorrento. And unwind. The view from Killiney Hill. Nice. Who could forget? Pints down at Finnegan's. Many's a night in there. Slinking goose. I'm feeling spruce as a moose. Yeah, so there you go. It's on the marquee. If you want to get in touch, do.
It's almost 6 o'clock. It's almost 6 o'clock.
Oh. Sorry about that, guys. ZurichBurp.ie.
John, get a grip.
Peter Collins, thank you.
You're 38.
Thank you so much. I'd head into fucking Finnegan's in Sorrento and start necking creamy screamers. Necking creamy screamers with Cian in the chat room.
I'd offer you a bit of slur, but
Peter Collins.
I rated most of that last night. Do you don't even blame me, though.
Brian's
After
Wines,
the week
Rat
I've
Wines
had.
as well, sponsoring. Thank you so much for the sponsorship deal. Very, very kind. Right now, though, I'm looking at the clock, and it's 2 hours 8. Oh, jeez. Been streaming, and it's a 31. We're going for a 31-minute lap and a half-hour lap of London. But this is the way I was driving the last day when I had the body of the Airbnb owner in the boot of the Mercedes. Driving like a mad thing down Leicester Square, Piccadilly Cirque, us, down Oxford Street, past the Trocadero, braking sharply by the HSBC. Never bank with them, by the way. I know a guy from HSBC, and he was pretty nefarious. Can't name names, but he was out at the house in Sorrento, and the party went above and beyond a nice time and actually got a little bit what Richard did. And he hasn't worked for HSBC since then, but he's living away. He's living abroad now. He's a comfortable life abroad, where he isn't known. Planet Hollywood is gone as well. It's awful sad, you know. Used to love going into Planet Hollywood on Stevens Green and ordering the biggest burger you could imagine. I was there when it launched with Schwarzenegger and fucking Sly Stallone. Yeah, it was a bit of a Michael Barrymore situation. Fortunately, no one died, but I mean, there was some serious repercussions. I don't want to get into it at this moment. It's nothing to do with me, even though it fucking was to do with me for 3 years. I had to fucking answer questions and go through the court system. My name dragged through mud. Something I was asleep at the time when all the bad stuff happened. But that's why I'm looking to sell Sorrento Road. I mean, we're renting it out at the moment, but I'd love to sell the fucking thing. It's got a lot of bad juju attached to it. And there we go for a 1 minute 9. Not bad at all. Not bad, not great. But thanks so much, everybody, for watching. For the comeback, there hasn't been much in the way of VTs because of the goose cloud. Hopefully the stories kept you satiated, if that's even a word. I say they're stories as if there's some element of fiction to them, but everything is true. There was a week in London which I'll never forget. I'm going to be going back there again tonight. Do a bit of commentary tomorrow, play a gig with Three-Way, and then I'll get back for another stream and some highlights, maybe some videos. All I can say is thanks very much for watching. Good night and God bless. It's almost 6 o'clock. It's never too early to start a pension. Whether you're really young, you just started working, or you're at retirement age. Please, please, please get onto Zurich. It's almost 6 o'clock. Time to get down to your local Mercedes dealer and ask about test driving the new Mercedes. Thanks very much, Farfurda. Your ability to cross-sell is pinnacle. It might be your apex ability. You're an icon of innovation. Big shout out to Wilson Socks, guys. Lacoste, San Pellegrino, Poms, which is French for apples, and just everything out there that's a quality brand. Grey Goose, Zurich, Mercedes. I've been Connor Williams. You've been amazing. See you later. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, everybody, again to French.
Hey guys, what's...
Well, it's lights out here, and away we go for the official 2019 Monaco Grand Prix on Network 2 as we enter the first chicane. Cheeky boys riding over the apex under the Pirelli tires. They'll get a fucking bollocking in the pit stop for that. Dog Hamilton now sliding in smooth into the casino turn, fast and hard. I was at the casino last night, myself and Zonad. Things took a turn for the worse after he took umbrage to an Arabian waiter's cheek. Ended up slapping him. Jeez, look at the sparks on that. Little clank of the chain here, that's so cheeky. That's so cheeky. Let's have a little look at that again on the Skycam. He came in tight and hard on the inside, tried to make a fucking monkey out of him. Tapped the barrier or something like that. Maybe his tire got caught up. Whatever the weather, he's going to be ruining that one in the hotel bar tonight. Look at this. Fucking tire's gone pop. He's driving with no tire, man. As he glides into Le Trois Corlons, the fifth and final turn of the Monte Carlo dissection squad. That the rubber is blown out fast like a condom from Aldi or Lidl or one of those places. What can Verstappen do here? He's being coochie-cooed by a bit of monkey business in the side. The McLaren, who is it, Dog? We don't know, but it's fucking not right, and someone's gonna get a Billy Bollocking after that. Speaking of bollocks, look at this. We've got a car park here at the Rascats. Green flag is out. A couple of fucking day trippers just parking up. Where are you going shopping, lads? It's gonna cost you a lot of money, especially around here. Bottle of water, €10, gone. Thought that'd get you moving. Over at the Ferrari pit now, where some lad stuck a jack lifter under the front spoil pipe. As we cross over back to the Rascats, where we had the car park earlier on, and what's this? No way! A three-way blow by Williams and fucking Vettel, I think. And it's almost 6 o'clock now. We're coming up to the last stretch of the race. It's a two-horse affair between Mercedes and Red Bull. Mercedes, Red Bull, throw a bit of Grey Goose in there, you'll be describing my night last night. I'm still a bit rough around the edges, but I got a bit of rest in the pop-up goose and I'm feeling fantastic at the moment. As we're coming out of the tunnel now, Verstappen's gonna try and overtake Hamilton. He's pushed him into the apex. The neck of Verstappen trying that on. Let's have a little look at the replay there. Here he comes up to Hamilton, trying to fucking twinkle with his tires. That scummy maneuvering there. He knew what he was doing. Max for strap on. Yeah, go on.
Monsieur,
yeah?
Excuse, you're being very loud.
Do you know who I am?
We try to record sound.
Do you know who I am? Get the fuck out of here, man. And there he is. The Lou Banger. Fucking shaking that mullet and Shannon. Shake it, baby. That's all from Monaco. It's almost 6 o'clock. Connor Williams, Mercedes.